like to thank the grace of heaven, the virtues of the masters, the compassion of our grand predecessor, all the transmitters, and every one of you for giving me this opportunity to learn to speak in this class on how to create a happy and fulfilling life. Okay, so Aeschylus says, happiness is a choice that requires efforts at times. So we all know what happiness feels like, right? How do you say it? Aeschylus. I'll Google it to see how to pronounce that. So since we all know what happiness feels like, do we know what specifically contributes to our happiness? Okay. Everyone has a different view on what happiness is. For us to even experience what happiness is, we also must come across what? Unhappiness. It's just like we don't know how warm the sun feels unless we go through the harshness of the winter, right? The same thing. So this way we can appreciate what happiness is. We all have tough times. We have good times and we all have tough times. That's life. Okay. So when we go through the tough times, we come back as a stronger, a wiser, and a more determined person. And that's how we can be happier than ever. Rather than wait for happiness to come to us, we should choose to create happiness now. We are so obsessed with pursuing happiness in the future that we don't realize that, hey, happiness is right in front of our own eyes at this moment. We don't have to look into the future to find it. We can have it right now. True happiness is not the temporary emotional ups and downs that we feel every day. It is the everlasting happiness that all the Buddhas have. And that's what we should seek for. Most people look for fame and fortune, okay, to find happiness. However, for those that attended my class the last time a few weeks ago, I was talking about this famous director, Tom Shadyac, who downsized from an 11,000 square foot mansion to a 1,200 square feet mobile home. He had everything. He had a yacht. He fly private jets. He had, I don't know how many cars, mansion, everything that anybody would want in their life. However, he wasn't happy. He find that having all this is more of a burden than anything else. So he donated a lot of his fortune. He downsized. He lived a very simple life. He doesn't even own a cellular phone. He rides a bicycle. He talks to all his neighbors, and they have a very close community. And he's so happy now. Okay, so having fame and fortune does not define happiness. That's just one example to prove to you we don't need to have fame and fortune in order to be happy. So how can we create a happy and fulfilling life? I broke this down into internal and external. Okay, so internal is how we view life. That's some of the emotional attachments that we all have that prevents us from being happy. Number one is to be content with what we have. Okay, what we have in this world is predetermined from our past life karma. So no matter how much we seek, how much we look for that fame and fortune, we may never come across it because we are not meant to have that. Okay? So those that are rich and famous, it's because they did well in their past life. They gave a lot to help sentient beings, and in this life, they come across this wealth. Okay, it is like their good fortune merits from the last lifetime. Karmic reward is what I'm looking for. Okay? So we cannot compare, oh, this person is richer than me, I feel so bad, I gotta aim to reach that goal. We shouldn't compare. Everybody's life is different. If we really need to compare, we should compare to the less fortunate people, like the people in Africa, okay, who has no food on the table. Some homeless people, okay, who has no roof over their head, okay. So if we have a roof over our head and food on the table every day, we are already very lucky and fortunate. A lot of people may not know they are living in a blessed life. If we can be content with what we have and see the good fortune surrounding us, then our life will gradually become smoother and happier. So always be content with what we have, okay? Everything around us is our good fortune. Our family, our friends, our neighbors, okay, our siblings, everything and everybody around us. Number 2 is look on the positive aspect of everything. So the Holy Teacher said, whether we are in heaven or we are in hell is only one thought away. So everything depends on our mindset, okay? So if our heart and mind are always on the positive, then we are already in heaven. And if our heart and mind is always on the negative, we are always in hell, okay? Look at all the people with depression. They all look on the negative, okay? Are they miserable? Yes. They can't control the mind, okay? They are always looking the negative aspect. For example, there's a story where this woman has 2 sons. One sells umbrella and one sells ice cream. I said this before. So when it's raining, the mother goes, oh my God, my poor son that sells ice cream, he cannot make any money today. Okay. So when it's sunny and hot, she'll say, oh my God, my son that sells the umbrella is not going to make any money today because it's not raining. So, in other words, she's looking on the negative. However, she can look on the positive. If it's sunny, she can say, oh, wonderful, my son selling the ice cream can make lots of business. Or if it's raining, oh, my son selling the umbrella can make lots of business today. Okay? Always look on the positive. Okay? So everything depends on ourselves. If we are negative all the time, we will attract negative people. And negative energy will surround us. If we are positive all the time, we will attract positive people, positive energy. So it is up to us, your choice to make. Okay? So we all live in this relative world where good and bad things will happen. Okay? So whenever we come across something that is uncontrollable, something that is not a happy situation, okay, we just happen to take a deep breath, face it, and calm our mind, and that will make the process much easier. Okay, so we shouldn't worry about everything, and if we think clearly, when we have that positive mental aspect of things, we can turn things around in a better way. Okay, so always keep that in mind. Number 3, always be grateful and repent. Okay, every day we should be grateful. We should give gratitude whenever we can, and we should give lots of it. Take the time to remember how lucky we are. Even if it doesn't feel this way, it could always be worse. We share our love and gratitude every chance we can, and we'll be left with overwhelming feeling of happiness. We should always be grateful. We should be grateful to heaven, to our family, to our parents, to our siblings. Okay? Remember, these are the people that's closest to us. Think about it. Whenever we are at the lowest point, who is there always to help us? Our family, not our friends. Our family will always be there. Okay, so be grateful that we have our family. Be grateful we have a job. Be grateful we have a place to live. Be grateful we have food on the table, that we don't have to go hungry. Okay, be grateful that we received that 1 point of transmission from our holy teacher. Well, most of us did, right? Okay, and be grateful that we have this wonderful Tao that can guide us, okay, and lead us into the right path. Be grateful that this Tao can help us to transcend from the cycle of reincarnation. Always be grateful. We have lots of things to be grateful for. Just think about it, okay? So we should also self-reflect and repent, just like Yan Hui and Zhenzi. When we self-reflect and repent, we tend to do less wrong and not to repeat the same mistake twice. Okay? So with self-introspection, we can review the things that we had performed that day, the things that we had said to people that we came across. Did we say anything to hurt anybody? Did we do anything to hurt somebody's feelings? Is everything we are doing in accordance with our Buddha nature? So with introspection, we can make corrections, and to recognize our fault, we can improve ourselves. Okay? 4, always keep a joyful heart and mind. If we have a joyful heart and mind, good luck and good fortune will come to us. So when our fortune is running low, we tend to encounter bad things, right? So as long as we keep a joyful heart and mind filled with Dharma, naturally good things will happen around us. As long as we devote our whole heart and our efforts, okay, to this Tao, God will naturally give us help whenever we need it, even though we don't ask for it sometimes, okay? God will always be able to give us a helping hand. But we also must be sincere, okay? So, because God is always fair. So whenever we have something that miraculously took care of itself, that means God gave us a helping hand. Always be grateful for that. Now, this not only applies to having a joyful heart and mind for ourselves, but more important for other people. Okay, so this is where the 4 immeasurable minds comes in, and Lecturer Kai was mentioning about that earlier, and this is what Lecturer Liu talked about in the Buddha Nature class, or what we call the infinite Buddha states of mind. So, the first one is infinite loving kindness. We give love and happiness to other people. Okay. Then, second is the boundless compassion. That is to save others from suffering, or we are willing to suffer for others. The third is the infinite equanimity, to yield and give up for others. Okay. And the fourth is limitless or boundless happy joy. To rejoice in the welfare of others. Okay. If other people are happy or have something great happen to their life, we should be happy for them. Okay? And in turn, when something good happens to us, everybody will also be happy for us. Number 5, in the moment. We should live in the moment. Shouldn't live in the past, the present, and in the future. Because living in the moment will not have the past, present, and future. Okay? So Lecturer Liu in the Buddha Nature class mentioned about elderly people. Elderly people always think what? About the past. What happened in their past life. Okay? Because they have so much time in their hands. Their mind always goes to the past. So even though these things happen in the past, but because they always think about it in this lifetime, all that negative energy from the past life will come into this life. because they're constantly thinking about it. Okay, so the elderly people sometimes have bad things happening to them, and they keep saying, I didn't do anything in this life. I mean, right now, I'm such a good person now. Why is all these bad things happening to me? Because their thoughts are always in the past. That brings them into the future, in the present. Okay? So do not think of the past, because it already happened. Let bygones be bygones. Do not think about the present, because every minute already goes by. Do not think about the future, because we don't know what's going to happen in the future, right? So why worry about that? Only in the moment, okay? Yesterday is gone and tomorrow is not promised. So the only certain thing we have in life is this very moment. Now, we have the 12 relinquishments. Okay, these are all internal. This is the scripture from our holy teacher from Jinghua Temple in June of last year in San Diego, California. The Buddha gave us these 12 relinquishments. Okay, to let go of confrontation, learn to love, and create harmonious life. Let go of suspicions, learn to trust, and create a beautiful life. Let go of indifference, learn to be caring, and create a blessed life. Let go of criticism, learn to compliment, and create a happy life. Let go of bickering, learn to be magnanimous, and create an expansive life. Let go of envy, learn to rejoice with others, and create a peaceful and auspicious life. Let go of greedy pursuits, learn to give, and create a content and bountiful life. Let go of anger and hatred, learn to be gentle, and create a relaxed life. Let go of rights and wrongs, learn to be dispassionate, and create a tranquil life. Let go of disputes, learn to introspect, and create a life of wisdom. Let go of complexity, learn to simplify, and create a straightforward life. Let go of letting go, learn to be thus, and create a life of suchness. Okay, that means reality. Okay, so if we can let go of all these 12 relinquishments, then our life will definitely be happier, carefree, and worry-free. Because all these 12 relinquishments are internal. It's all in our heart and mind. Okay, so we must let go of them. Don't keep dwelling on these. It's not healthy for us. So the second is the external. And the external is to accumulate merits and establish virtues. So number one is to live a simple life. Okay, the less we have, the easier our life becomes. So an example of this is I saw on the news a couple of months ago where there is these two very successful businessmen. I don't know if they're CEOs or whatnot, young businessmen. Maybe they're late 20s or early 30s. Okay, they have everything, but they're not happy. And they don't know why until they decided to simplify their life. Okay. They got rid of everything. Anything that they have not used within 1 year, they donated. They only kept what is the very basic necessity. Maybe a dining table or a couple of chairs. Or maybe a bed. I don't know if they own a bed, I don't know. But they really got rid of mostly everything they own. And they find that they are much happier. Okay, because they have much more time to spend with their family, to do the things they like, instead of cleaning and doing all the other stuff. So that is why we should live a simple life. The less we own, the happier we will be. Okay. Number 2, stay away from negative people. Life is too short to spend time with anyone that exhausts us, right? So be selective with where our energy goes. For those who decide to keep in our life, it's important that we show them how much they mean to us. Okay? We love, respect, leads to quality relationships. So anyone that is worth, to keep in our life, we must really be good and kind to them. And just stay away from people that is always saying negative things to us or to the things that we do, okay? Such as going to the temple, okay? Number 3. So, I'm going to ask you, how many people here love to receive gifts? Like Christmas time, right? The young people, right? You love to receive, right? Most people love to receive. I personally find it a burden. Okay, and I don't feel good when somebody gives me something. And when somebody gives me something, I feel I have to give them back twice as much. That's me. But that doesn't go with everybody. Okay. So there was a story that Ty posted on the internet about these two souls that's about to reborn. So God asked them, do you want to, which kind of person you want to choose? Do you want to be born with the palms facing up all the time or the palm facing down? Okay. So the first soul decided, it's better to be a person with palm facing up. Okay, because that means that I will be receiving things. Right? Receiving. So I don't have to give and I'll be receiving, especially fortune. Now, the second soul says, I would rather be the one with the palm facing down. Okay? Because that meant always giving to others. The first person, so when they were reborn, the first one became a beggar. Because a beggar is always asking for people for something, right? The second soul became a wealthy philanthropist, always willing to give to those in need. So who do you think is the better fortune, has a better life? The one with the palm facing up or the one with the palm facing down? The one with the palm facing down. Okay? Because people tend to think by receiving is by gaining, right? However, enlightened beings think differently. They think gains with that of giving. When we give, we gain. It doesn't mean we gain in material goods, okay? It means that we can gain as a reward for feeling happiness in giving and also gain as a merit in giving. Okay. So this is how enlightened beings think. Okay. So if I ask you again, do you want to receive or give? Which one are you going to say? I read the give, right? So now that I interpret it a little differently, now we want to give rather than receive. Okay. So, Lecture Kai already mentioned the 6 parameters. Okay. So the first parameter is what? Giving, charity. Okay. It's very important to give. We should cultivate this virtue of charity to get rid of our meanness. We all have some degree of meanness in each one of us. So in order to get rid of that meanness, we must give to charity. Okay. So this also eliminates our greedy and stingy state of mind. We all have some sort of greed, right? That's one of the 3 poisons. We should get rid of it. So by giving, it also reduces our greed. Okay? So when we give, like Lecturer Kai said earlier, when we give, we should not have a motive, because the highest type of giving is to give anonymously, without motive, without intention. You just give from the generosity of your heart and mind. That's all, because you want to help. That should be the only thing in our mind when we give. Not to give, oh, I'm giving because I want to gain something. I want people to respect me. I want to announce to the world that I donated this much to this charity. Okay? We should do it anonymously, because it will be limitless. The merit is limitless. If we give, hoping everybody will know us as a big donator, then that will only be good fortune in our next life as our reward. Okay? It's very limited. Okay? And there are 3 types of giving. There's the monetary, there is the teaching, and there is time and effort. Monetary means if we have an extra $1 to donate. Okay? Teaching means we talk to people about the Dharma. Just like Cindy and Ashley spoke to you about the Tao. That's teaching, okay? Time and effort means we spend a little time, our own personal time, to do things to help the temple. Maybe cleaning, maybe to write something that we can post on the internet, maybe to spend a little time to help out in the kitchen, things like that. Time and effort, okay? The second parameter is precept. That's our moral conduct, okay? How we act. The third is forbearance. That means that we tolerate insults. If somebody insults us, we tolerate it. We do not insult back to them, because then there will be endless karma. Okay. The fourth one is diligence. To cultivate diligently, to eliminate laziness, so we don't get lazy. Okay. Many times we do get lazy, even coming to the temple, right? Even as older people, sometimes you just say, "Oh, I don't want to go." Okay. So that is diligence. Okay. Vigorous progress. Meditation, that is to get rid of this distracted minds. Our minds should always be calm and collected. Okay. Number 6 is wisdom. It will help us overcome our foolishness. So those are the 6 parameters. And by practicing it, it will help us to cultivate ourselves. Okay, and this is how the Bodhisattvas liberate not only themselves but also others from the pain or suffering. Okay, then we have followed the Noble Eightfold Paths. What are they? The proper view or understanding, proper thought, what is in our heart and mind. So if we have a negative thought, immediately turn it to a positive. Okay? Proper speech, what we say, we should filter through our mind so it doesn't hurt the other person. Or we should not use bad languages. Okay? Proper actions. Whatever we do, everything must be proper. Okay? We all know what's right and wrong. We don't do what's wrong. We only do what's right. Proper livelihood. We should find a career that will not harm sentient beings. Like what? Like so lots, yeah. And the pesticide, what do you call that? Exterminators. I was lost for word. Exterminators or weapons, right? Drugs. These are all things that will harm sentient beings. Proper efforts, okay? We use our own best effort to do everything we should be doing, okay? Proper mindfulness, okay? Everything we do, we must have righteous thoughts in our heart and mind. Everything in proper concentration, okay? We use our wisdom, okay, to do everything. Now, 6 is to devote ourselves to Tao. Some of you have not received yet, and most of us have, okay? So everyone wishes to have happiness and a perfect life, right? To have a good, healthy, and peaceful life. And we have all been blessed with this great Tao. So we should put greater effort to learn, greater effort to cultivate, greater effort to practice, greater effort to teach others, and above all, to propagate this Tao. Okay? So we shouldn't take this Tao at face value. We should actually do more to help in the Tao. Okay? Because with sincere devotion, if we give in 30%, heaven will reward us with what? 70%. Isn't that wonderful? It's a good investment, right? You get a higher return, a much higher return. If you put your money in the bank, you can never get 70% back. Okay? So with doing all this, it will change our life, allow us to avoid disasters, and turn ourselves toward blessings. And then lastly, be a vegan. Okay. The Tao does not say we must be a vegetarian. There's no requirement. However, the reason we should eat less meat, okay, and why I put be a vegan is because it will end the cycle of what? The cycle of cause and effect. The killing of animals. Because when we kill them and we eat them for food, they will come back to hurt us. Okay? Either we will find ourselves in a bad illness, or we will reincarnate in the next lifetime as an animal to be eaten by them. There's no way to get out of it. No way. So in order to end it, we should stop eating them. Okay? But it's not mandatory, so don't let that hold you back from receiving the blessing. Okay? Keep that in mind. Now here, go all the way down. Here I have, her name is Holly Butcher. Okay? Holly Butcher had a rare form of cancer called Ewing sarcoma. It is cancer in the bones. It affects a lot of the young people. Okay? So she is in Australia. Okay? So before she died, she wrote a letter to the world, which she asked her family to post on Facebook. And this was January the 3rd of 2018, that's last year. And then that is one day before she passed away. She passed away the next day after the posting. More than 131,000 people shared it on the social media. It went viral. Okay. So her words was coming from her heart with passion and honesty, because she wants to help the people see a bigger picture of how to be happy. Okay? So we are always consumed with the daily stress and worries. So she urges us to grasp the things that are important that we all take for granted every day. Okay? So here is her letter. So I'm going to read most of it, okay? So it is a strange thing to realize and accept your mortality at 26 years young. It's just one of those things that you ignore. The days tick by and you just expect they will keep on coming until the unexpected happens. I always imagine myself growing old, wrinkled, and gray, most likely caused by the beautiful family, lots of kitties. I plan on building with the love of my life. I want that so bad, it hurts. That's the thing about life. It is fragile, precious, and unpredictable, and each day is a fight, not a given right. I'm 27 now. I don't want to go. I love my life. I am happy. I owe that to my loved ones, but the control is out of my hands. I haven't started this note before I die, so that death is feared. I just want people to stop worrying so much about the small meaningless stresses in life and try to remember that we all have the same fate after all. So do what you can to make your time feel worthy and great, minus the nonsense. I have dropped lots of my thoughts below as I have had a lot of time to ponder life these last few months. Of course, it's the middle of the night when these random things pop up in my head most. Those times that you are whining about ridiculous things. Something I have noticed so much these past few months. Just think about someone who is really facing a problem. Be grateful for your minor issue and get over it. It's okay to acknowledge that something is annoying, but try not to carry on about it and negatively affect other people's days. Once you do that, get out there and take a big breath of that fresh Aussie air. That's what they call Australia, okay? In your lungs. Look at how blue the sky is and how green the trees are. It is so beautiful. Think how lucky you are to be able to do just that. Breathe. You might have got caught in bad traffic today, or had a bad sleep because your beautiful babies kept you awake, or your hairdresser cut your hair too short. Your fake new nails might have a chip, or you have cellulite, or your belly is wobbling. Okay, let all of that nonsense go. You will not be thinking of those things when it is your turn to go. It is also insignificant when you look at life as a whole. I'm watching my body waste away right before my eyes with nothing I can do about it. And all I wish for now is that I could have just one more birthday or Christmas with my family, or just one more day with my partner and dog. Just one more. I hear people complaining about how terrible work is or how hard it is to exercise. Be grateful you are physically able to. Work and exercise may seem like such trivial things until your body doesn't allow you to do either of them. I try to live a healthy life. In fact, that was probably my major passion. Appreciate your good health and functioning body, even if it isn't your ideal size. Look after it and embrace how amazing it is. Move it and nourish it with fresh food. Remember, there are many aspects to good health than physical body. Work just as hard on finding your mental, emotional, and spiritual happiness too. That way, you might realize just how insignificant and unimportant having this stupidly portrayed perfect social media body really is. While on this topic, delete any account that pops up on your newsfeed that give you any sense of feeling bad about yourself, friend or not, okay? Be grateful for each day you don't have pain, and even the days when you are unwell with man flu, a sore back, or a sprained ankle. Accept it is not important, but be thankful it isn't life-threatening and will go away. Whine less, people, and help each other more. Give, give, give. It is true that you gain more happiness doing things for others than doing them for yourself. I wish I did this more since I have been sick. I have met the most incredibly giving and kind people and been the receiver of the most thoughtful and loving words and support from my family, friends, and strangers, more than I could ever give in return. I will never forget this and will be forever grateful to all these people. It is a weird thing having money to spend at the end when you're dying. It's not a time you go out and buy material things that you usually would, like a new dress. It makes you think how silly it is that we think it is worth spending so much money on new clothes and things in our lives. Buy your friends something kind instead of another dress. Beauty product or jewelry for that next wedding. Okay. No one cares if you wear the same thing twice. It feels good. Take them out for a meal, or better yet, cook them a meal. Shout their coffee. Buy them a plant, a massage, a candle, and tell them you love them when you give it to them. Value other people's time. Don't keep them waiting because you are bad at being on time. Okay? You will gain respect too. Put in the effort to do that day trip to the beach. I went down. Okay, you keep putting off. Dip your feet in the water and dig your toes in the sand. Wet your face with salt water. Get amongst nature. Try just enjoying and being in moments rather than capturing them through the screen of your phone. Life isn't meant to be lived through a screen, nor is it about getting the perfect photo. Enjoy the bloody moment. Stop trying to capture it for everyone else. Get up early sometimes and listen to the birds while you watch the beautiful colors the sun makes as it rises. Listen to music. Really listen. Music is therapy. Talk to your friends. Put down your phone. Are they doing okay? Work to live. Don't live to work. Okay. Tell your loved ones you love them every time you get the chance. And love them with everything you have. Also, remember, if something is making you miserable, you do have the power to change it in work or love or whatever it may be. Have the guts to change. You don't know how much time you've got on this earth, so don't waste it away being miserable. And one last thing. If you can, do a good deed for humanity and start regularly donating blood. It will make you feel good with the added bonus of saving lives. I feel like it is something that is so overlooked, considering every donation can save 3 lives. That is massive impact each person can have. And the process really is so simple. Blood donation, more bags than I could keep up with the counting, helped keep me alive for an extra year. A year I will be forever grateful that I got to spend it here on earth with my family, friends, and dog. A year I had some of the greatest times of my life till we meet again. Okay. So this is the very next day she passed away. Okay. So this is coming from someone who is about to leave this world. She sees life from a whole different perspective. What is important and what is not. Okay, so she is telling everybody to focus on the things that are meaningful and important, not on the trivial stuff. Okay, so we shouldn't take things for granted that we have every day around us. Okay, put some effort into giving love and kindness to all the people around us. Okay, so we don't go down. We don't appreciate what is around us until it is gone. Where are we? Oh, here it is. Okay. So we need to love our family and our friends more. We need to be forgiving and let go of the past. To let go of the hatred, grudges, envies, and jealousies is like having a big rock lifted off of us that has been weighing us down forever. Okay. We'll feel lighter, stress-free, and much more joyful. Take the time to remember how lucky we are. Even if it doesn't feel this way, it could always be worse. Share love and gratitude every chance we can, and we're left with an overwhelming feeling of abundance and happiness. People are always searching for happiness. They all think it can be found on the outside. So, a monk in Thailand has said to people, to the audience, you won't find happiness in Thailand. I can't give it to you. You can travel the world to find it, but there is only one place it can be found. It is found within each one of us. Okay. So true and lasting peace is found within. When we learn to be appreciative for what we have, embrace the present moment, love others fully, and learn and cultivate the Tao, this is true happiness. Okay? So in conclusion, when we know what happiness means to us individually, we are able to better ourselves so we can in turn inspire others to pursue their own journey. This also gives us the energy to better the world we live in and allow us to enjoy this gift we've been given called life. So spend today focusing your thoughts and your efforts toward worthy goals. Become wiser. As each day goes by, give kindly to others and know that happiness is your right and your path, but not your future goal. Happiness is available to us all now and not sometime in the future. So why dwell on something that is negative, trivial, and always changing? Focus on our Buddha nature, which is everlasting, and we can be a happier person. We all have this great doubt that we can help heaven to spread to others, to leave a mark in this world that we have done something meaningful in our lifetime and not just wasting it away with regrets. Follow the ways of the Buddhas and we can attain eternal happiness. Okay, so I found these two quotes, okay, and it's so meaningful. Never underestimate the difference you can make in the lives of others. Okay? We can all help heaven. Okay? We only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. Okay? So we still have time. So I would like to share my own personal life experience with you. Okay? So as most of you know, I have leukemia, and it's 17 years, going on 18 years, this coming May. Okay, so the main reason why I'm still talking to all of you is, I'm sorry, I'm not crying because I'm sad, I'm crying because I get emotional. Okay, there's a difference, okay? So the main reason I'm still here talking to everyone is because I choose to be positive. Okay, so I am happy and positive every day in my life. Okay. I haven't always been like this, but since I received the Tao, I look at life differently. Okay, after learning about Tao, how to change ourselves, okay, I gradually did change myself. Let me tell you how I used to be. I used to worry about everything and everyone around me. Not only things that are happening, but things that can happen or things that may never happen, I would worry. If I have nothing to worry, I will look for something to worry. That's me, okay? Because I live a life of worries. But because I'm in the Tao, I gradually change myself. Okay? I look at life differently. So I don't worry anymore. I live in the moment. I don't think about the past. I don't think about the present. And I don't think about tomorrow. I only live in the moment. And I always have a positive mindset. And I feel that being positive is the best medicine for my illness. Okay, I'm laughing every day. Okay, I don't get depressed, even though I do feel bad every single day because I have to take a chemo drug every day, and that chemo drug gives me so much side effects. Right now, I'm not feeling good. Okay, but even though I don't feel good, I'm always smiling. Okay. And even though I don't feel good, I try to do as much as I can in one day. I do not say, oh, I'm sick, I shouldn't be doing anything, I should be pampered. No, I still do things, the normal things that everyone does. Okay, so I never shed a tear for myself. Okay, even when I was first diagnosed, my son Ryan came to the hospital. He just found out that I have cancer, and he was 17 at the time, and he was crying to me in the hospital. And you know what I said to him? I said, it's okay. It's okay. It is better to be me than somebody else, because I have the Tao. Okay? And with this Tao, the Buddhas will be able to help me. Okay? Rather than somebody else that has to face it without the Tao. So I said, it's okay. After I said that, he stopped crying. Okay? Because he used to come to the temple all the time, so he knows about it. Okay? So I cherish my blessings every day. I'm very grateful to heaven, okay? And I'm very content with my life, even though I don't own anything except a 13-year-old car, an old rundown car. That's all I own, okay? But I'm happy. Okay, I don't own anything, but I'm happy because I have a roof over my head, food on the table, and clothes on my back. I do not compare to the people that live in a mansion or the people that live in a big house. I don't compare myself. Okay, I'm grateful to heaven to have helped me face this illness, okay, positively, not negatively. I have been asked by many people to talk to the people that have all different forms of cancer in the temple. However, when I talk to them and tell them my experience, how I deal with it, I tell all of them. However, none of them are able to do it. Okay, they tell me all they do is crawl into bed and cry. That's all they do. Okay, but when we do that, think about it. What happens? We're miserable. We are causing everybody around us, okay, misery. The people that live with us, and even the people that don't live with us, but that love us, will be miserable. Okay, because if they see you cry into bed and just cry, are they going to be happy? No. Okay? So, and I do tell every one of them that, but they still cannot do it. Okay. That is my personal experience, and I'm very grateful for this Tao to have saved me. Maybe without this Tao, I may not be here talking to all of you. Okay. But because I am in the Tao, and I used to come for 11 years to hand out towels to everybody every Sunday, the Buddhas are here to help me. Okay. So this is what I mean. Give 30%, heaven will reward us 70%. We never know when we become sick. We never know. Okay. But if we work and build up that insurance policy, when we do get sick, the Buddhas will help us. So that's where the merits come from. Okay, we've got to build up that insurance policy. Without that insurance policy, even if the Buddha want to help us, they cannot help us. Okay, and that insurance policy is what? The virtues and the merits. Okay, that is what's important. If I didn't come for 11 years, I don't know where I am now. Maybe mixed with the soil in the return to the soil. Okay, I don't know, but I'm still here. Okay, even though I feel horrible every day, but I'm still here. Okay, and I laugh every day. Ask Carrie. I laugh with her every day, right? So the main thing is to be happy, be content, accept what we have, and just propagate and cultivate and practice the Tao. Okay, that is the true happiness that we are all looking for, and that is what the Buddhas attain. Okay, anybody else want to share their story?
Certainly, when I gave up pretty much, well, I not just gave, but sold, got rid of all my stuff, and I moved back here, it felt much better. Getting rid of all those things.
Yeah, you live a simple life,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's like a
simple.
burden. Yeah, that's why I don't like to receive things. I rather give. Because when somebody give me something, my mind was say, oh no.
Yeah, then I have to give something.
I said, I don't have any
What am I
use.
gonna do to
Yeah, what am I gonna do? Then you think, oh, I can donate. So you donate. Okay? So that's why I rather have the palm facing down rather than the palm facing up.
Yeah, I'm starting off in a better position.
Yeah, yeah. I love to give, but I don't like to receive.
It feels good when you give things.
Yeah.
Especially if you're giving something that you sort of cherish that someone else who wants it more than you.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So that's part of relinquishing, right? Being able to let go of the things that you really like, or you that you cherish yourself, being able to give it to someone else. And that's hard to do for a lot of people. It's like, oh, this is mine. I mean, this is so sentimental. I can't give this up. But if you're willing to give it to someone, wow, that's great. I mean, it's like you let go. I mean, you can let go of these attachments.
They say the biggest merit is to give the thing you love the most. The thing you love the most.
Of course, it's not like giving this thing that you don't want.
Yeah,
That's nothing.
yeah. Then it doesn't have any
Yeah,
meaning.
right.
But something that you cherish, like a diamond ring or a mansion, then it's more meaningful.
I think I'd like to talk about from a different perspective. When something not so good happened to me now, I'm also very grateful because it could be much, much worse. And I believe it's because I'm, quote unquote, cultivating the Tao, although I feel kind of guilty conscience for not doing enough, but I'm still very grateful for what the Tao or Buddhas and saints are doing to us, and really gives us the open our mind and gives us the wisdom, the good judgment to do what is right and what is not. And just on the whole, I think sometimes people might say, "Oh, I'm helping with the Tao. I'm doing so much for the Tao community, but still bad things are happening to us." So we have to really look at it from this perspective that if we are not helping with the Tao, then something even worse could happen.
We will come across obstacles no matter how good our life is. Every one of us. Okay. Even me, I still have many obstacles besides my illness. Okay. But you just look at it from a better perspective. Hey, this is only temporary. It will go away. I just deal with it, it will go away. And we deal with it with a calm mind, not with the anger or with frustration. Deal with a calm mind, and it will turn around. That's what the Buddha said. Keep your composure.
Yeah, we should have that unwavering thought and conviction or the faith that whatever good or bad happens, it's all because of us, nothing else. No one has any part in that.
Yeah, I mean, if we start blaming others or heaven or anyone else, I mean, basically we're saying that we have no control over it. We accept the responsibility, say, it's all because of me, then I can definitely change it, right? That's the only thing we can change is ourselves. We can't change anyone else or anything else, right? So that means we are empowered to change and to take control. I mean, that is really, and again, it's all in the mindset again, right? So if I want to be happy, I can be happy, as opposed to, if I'm constantly blaming other people, then I'm not going to be happy, right? So that's again, it's really Buddhism or, you know, this Tao is, it's the ultimate self-empowerment, really. But we have to have that right mindset, right? If we're in that right mindset, then yeah, then nothing is impossible.
Yeah. So that's why nowadays there's so many people with depression, right? So the mind cannot get out of that negativity. It's always negative. Even like when you talk to somebody and they're always coming out with negative thoughts, negative comments, you just want to stay away from them because they're what? Yeah, that energy is coming towards me, you know. So
It's like the garbage truck passing, and you're just saying, well, they dump it, and instead of just
yeah.
move away, you're absorbing all
Yeah.
that garbage instead of
Yeah.
just letting it, you know.
So it is, yes, it's more natural for people to face everything negative. That's human nature, right? But if we have that choice to change that to a positive, why not change it to a positive? No matter how we go through the day, whether it's good or bad, we still have to go through the day. So I'd rather go through the day positively and be happy rather than miserable, right? That's our own choice. It is a choice that we have to do something about. Okay, you can change that mindset. It's not absolute. It's not absolute.
Like it said in the beginning, you know, heaven and hell, it's in the mind that one thought can change from heaven to hell or hell to heaven. And so it's how we want to look at things. So it is, yeah, I mean, in that sense, it's like you said, it's not absolute, it's relative. So one way to approach things is to be relative, say, oh, you know, things could always be worse, right? Well, it's not as bad as it could be, right? That's one way to look at it. That's looking positively, right? So again, having that positive attitude, mental attitude, it affects our health too.
Oh,
It does.
definitely.
I mean, having a positive mental attitude definitely, you know, allows us. If we're always negative, we tend to get sick. You know, it affects our health. Negative.
And that kind of illness, you can't go to the doctor.
Yeah, that's
for it.
hard to, because it's all in the heart and mind. So ultimately, to get out of that, you know, just like depression and things like that, it's all in heart and mind. We have to make that change in the mindset. Once we can make that change, then we can overcome it. Yeah. But it's, I admit, it's kind of a big hurdle for some people to get over that initial thing. But once so I guess having faith is very important too. That we can say confidence is part of that we can do it, and we have that will, determination. You know, the will, the power of one's mind, power of our will is very powerful. It can overcome lots of things. Yeah.
And in terms of giving and so forth, there are so many charity organizations out there. If you know, like clothes, shoes, and things like that. But if you have things that you have not used for an entire year, you don't need it. You need to give it away.
I heard.
Close. I could have.
Transmitter Ray told me
Yeah.
she was
I
really
have to give
push
them
it
away.
into the
Yeah.
closet to close the
I
door.
mean,
Get rid of it. I never got around to it.
So
Throw it out.
and you know, sometimes I find myself after I give it, and then I see like the Red Cross, they would take things and then they clean it and resell it for even more than it costs. But I realized that I shouldn't worry about that because I have already given it away. So if they find they should do that, then let them do that. But we need to give those things away because we don't
Yeah,
really need it.
there's a lot of charity on the internet that they come and pick it up. Okay, I guess every charity depends on how many bags you have.
Yeah.
Okay, I think some require 8 bags or whatever. So you just call them and they'll come and pick it and give you a receipt so you can write it off at the end of the year.
No, seriously.
But you cannot say, oh, okay, I gave $200, I'm gonna report $400.
It doesn't work the new tax anymore.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
It's probably not enough to
It doesn't
count.
matter.
Yeah, you have to have a big sum. Big amount. But that's-
I feel you have to find the right person to give the gift to, so they'd be happy also.
Well, you know, there's the veterans, okay? These are people that need clothes to wear, okay? Because some of them, especially suits, they need suits to go and find a job. Okay,
Yeah.
like, because I didn't know that until Ryan told me, because in his last job, he goes, Mom, I'm gonna bring this suit. I said, why? He goes, because these are for veterans or people that need to go on interviews. So I gotta donate the stuff that I don't wear for work anymore. So this can help people find jobs.
But they do have an organization, don't remember the name, but you can find it on the internet in New York here.
There are a lot,
they,
yeah,
they,
there's so
they
many.
collect suits and clothes,
Coat dry.
prepare people to go for interviews to get jobs and so forth. So if you have, we should find
Yeah,
those
even
organizations.
like shoes, sneakers that you don't wear anymore if they're good in good condition. Look at all the homeless people with no shoes and walking on bare feet in the cold of winter. Okay, think about this. So when we have time, that's what we should do. Clean up and clear out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have that much clothes, but then it seems like every now and then, it's like, seems like, there seems to be a little bit too much now. It's like, I gotta get rid of something. Or I don't wear, you know, all these.
Yeah, I don't.
They say if you buy one item, you get rid of one
Yeah.
item. So this doesn't accumulate. Okay. Yeah, especially coats that we don't wear. Okay, it can help a lot of people out there with no coat. Okay. So think of all the good deeds we would do. We don't think about it, I'm sorry.
Just establishing good affinity.
Yeah. Oh. Anybody else want to share something?
Oh, I have something here.
Yes.
It's the lecture deal part about the old people. So I live with my mom.
Yeah.
My mom in the house. I walk inside the house one day. I just said, "Oh, Mom, you need to turn the fan on." I don't know what time to have, but she brought like a whole 100 years of her life complaining about everything. I said, "I just turn on the fan because she's cooking and there's smoke is everywhere in the house." And she's like complaining about all that stuff from the whole life. From the beginning of her life to the now.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
they love to talk about. My dad was like that too.
what's that whole bad thing coming from? No,
No, because all they remember is what happened in their past life.
Yeah, I was-
Okay, what I went through. Okay, I went to hell. You know, and that's how all old people are. My dad used to repeat himself every single day.
I always turn on the fan when you're cooking because it's how to get smoky. And she's like,
But
30 minutes on, it's like, oh my goodness.
you're negative and you're cooking, the food is not gonna come out.
Yeah. Remember what the Buddha say? When you're angry, do not cook because it will go into the person eating it.
Yeah.
I was like, where's it come from? I was like that. I was
You
like,
should tell her not to think of the past.
I do mention that all the time.
It is hard to change.
Yeah.
Even us sometimes we think about a little here and there, right?
I say you cannot change anymore. The past is past. Just
Yeah.
live what you have right now. Right now.
They talk about the good too, don't they?
No.
No, they only remember the bad.
There's a lot of good out there.
Yeah, they do have
They
good
only
stuff.
remember the bad.
But only remember the
Yeah,
bad.
oh,
And they will
okay.
mention it from beginning to the
They
end.
went through
Like my mother, I would try
their
to
life.
talk about the good stuff. Change her.
Just like repeating over
We,
and over. the same thing.
we should learn from them that when we get to be that age, we do not do that.
No,
Okay, we do not repeat that and let our children hear that. They don't. If we don't want to hear it, they don't want to hear it.
So I'm more careful now what to say because I don't even know what to say. I'm afraid to say something that is trigger something bad.
Talk about the good. Change your mindset.
But eventually, they'll still go back and talk about the bad.
Nicholas, have anything to share with us?
He's too young.
Don't say that.
Nicholas, did you
He
find
doesn't
the
have
college you're going
anything
yet?
I'm still waiting for.
Still waiting.
Yeah.
Ready?
He's going to college next year. So.
Vivian,
Yeah, are you having fun in college? Are you dealing with some hardships like no food?
Annoying. Yes. Yes, that's a terrible hardship. You know what they have at dining halls? Wet
Blackberries.
broccoli. I am, okay. Okay, at dining dining halls, for some reason, every single like dish they cook, they just don't use seasoning, and I'm like having
Plain bland.
Okay.
of salt, and I go in, I
And
eat
she
just
ate
all the
cafeteria
food.
food.
Yeah.
You should bring your own salt and pepper shaker.
I gave her. I have some
I
salt.
did. Buy the mini size and carry it in your bag.
sauce.
Yeah, bring all that stuff with you when you go eat.
No, she ate all the instant noodles.
No,
Time to get
I only ate one pack.
You said you ate all of them.
No, I said I ate the one that we bought last time.
That's a lot. Okay, we done. If I say anything more, yes, Buddha, forgive me. Thank you.